$42 billion. That's what JP Morgan, Bank of America, and Wells Fargo collect in fees every year. And $6 billion of those fees come from ATM and overdraft fees alone. You'll probably remember these same banks are the ones that American taxpayers bailed out in October of 2008 to the tune of $16.8 trillion when they lost their depositors' money due to bad investments. Of course, they didn't lose their own money. It always turns out that way. So, we're throwing around all these big numbers, billions and trillions, but what do they really mean? How much money is $1 trillion? How do we even visualize that kind of money? Let's try, shall we? If you took $1 and put 12 zeros behind it, that would be $1 trillion. It looks innocent enough written out, but let's take a look at what it really looks like in real life. If you take a $1 bill and added more $1 bills until you have a stack of $1 trillion, your pile would weigh more than 20,000 pounds. That's a lot of weight. That's about 5 automobiles worth of weight. But I'm afraid you would have a hard time fitting this on the scale to find out for sure, because your pile would be 59,000 miles tall, nearly a quarter of the way to the moon. It would take you a whole month of driving at 80 miles per hour non-stop, no breaks for snacks, sleeping, or fuel, to reach the other end of your pile of money. That's still pretty hard to fathom for me. So here's another way to visualize $1 trillion. If you were to spend 54 million every day of your life for the next 50 years, you would never spend $1 trillion. In fact, you could purchase every NFL team, you could purchase all the Major League Baseball teams, you could purchase all the National Basketball Association teams, and you could purchase all the National Hockey League teams. You could also buy the entire NASCAR operations, and you would still have 3/4 of your $1 trillion stack left. That's a lot of money. But here's the sad thing. With $1 trillion, you couldn't pay off the student loan debt, nor could you pay off the credit card debt that's owed in this country. And you remember, the American taxpayers aren't just paying back $1 trillion to these banks. We're paying back $16.8 trillion. If you stack $16.8 trillion up, it would reach the moon, and all the way back to Earth, and all the way back to the moon, and all the way back to Earth, and a quarter of the way back to the moon again. With this much money, you would be driving for almost a year and a half nonstop at 80 miles per hour to reach the other end. With a stack of $16.8 trillion, you could pay off all the student loan debt and all the credit card debt in the United States. You could purchase a $72 million Ferrari. Hey, gotta replace that car you've been driving all these miles with, right? And you could provide free college tuition to 112 million students for 4 years. When you begin to realize the staggering amount of money that these banks lost in 2008, makes you wonder what in the world are these banks doing with their own money, that they lost all our money but kept their own money safe? It's a good question. The answer lies in a simple strategy called BOLI. BOLI stands for Bank-Owned Life Insurance and is heavily favored by banks as an asset to protect and store their money. They like this asset for many reasons. Here are a few. Number 1, it has tax-favored status. Number 2, it has better than average annual yields. Number 3, the death benefits that these life insurance policies produce are tax-free. And number 4, most importantly of all, they like this asset because it removes their money from the risk of the market. The bankers use the life insurance policies in many ways. As cash values in these policies grow, they leverage them to offset the costs of running the bank. Doing this gives them a tax break and increases their profit margins. Bank of America CEO Ken Lewis has $53 million alone tucked away in life insurance. Using bank-owned life insurance is a smart move for the banks, and I don't blame them for using it. But I have this question for you. Why invest your money with the bankers and let them risk it all when you could be doing the same thing that they're doing and using to protect their own money? I understand you may not have known about this, and that life insurance could be an asset strategy, but it's a new concept to many. It's not going to be an excuse any longer. You now know about using participating whole life insurance, and that it's a powerful financial tool that anyone can take advantage of and use, not just the bankers. Protecting your money and leveraging other people's money is always a smart move. Lowering your risk and earning a better than average yield from life insurance at the same time just doesn't get any better. So using properly designed participating whole life insurance is a solution that guarantees your financial future, your retirement, and your legacy. The bankers understand this strategy and have been using it to keep their money safe and sound in bank-owned life insurance, which has proven stability, safety, and sustainability for hundreds of years. And now, you can do the same thing with your money. So now you know about participating whole life insurance and what an important asset it can be in protecting your wealth. If you want to learn more about this strategy, I recommend you check out this video right here. Also, subscribe to the channel below for more videos about participating whole life insurance and how to protect your money.